The International Cricket Council is the international governing body of cricket. It was founded as the Imperial Cricket Conference in 1909 by representatives from England, Australia and South Africa, renamed the International Cricket Conference in 1965, and took up its current name in 1989. The ICC has 105 members, 10 full members that play test matches, 39 associate members, and 56 affiliate members. The ICC is responsible for the organization and governance of cricket's major international tournaments, most notably the Cricket World Cup. It also appoints the umpires and referees that officiate at all sanctioned test matches, one-day international and 2020 internationals. It promulgates the ICC Code of Conduct, which sets professional standards of discipline for international cricket, and also coordinates action against corruption and match fixing through its Anti-Corruption and Security Unit. The ICC does not control bilateral fixtures between member countries, it does not govern domestic cricket in member countries, and it does not make the laws of the game, which remain under the control of the Marylebone Cricket Club. The chairman heads the board of directors, and on the 26th of June 2014, North Srinivasan, the former president of BCCI, was announced as the first chairman of the council. The role of ICC president has become a largely honorary position since the establishment of the chairman role, and other changes were made to the ICC constitution in 2014. It has been claimed that the 2014 changes have handed control to the so-called Big Three nations of England, India and Australia. The current ICC president is Zahir Abbas, who was appointed in June 2015 following the resignation of Mustafa Kamal in April 2015. Kamal, the former president of the Bangladesh Cricket Board, resigned shortly after the 2015 World Cup, claiming the organization operated both unconstitutionally and unlawfully. The current CEO is David Richardson, who succeeded Haroon Lorgat. History. On 15 June 1909, representatives from England, Australia and South Africa met at Lord's and founded the Imperial Cricket Conference. Membership was confined to the governing bodies of cricket within the British Empire where Test cricket was played. West Indies, New Zealand and India were elected as full members in 1926, doubling the number of Test-playing nations to 6. That year it was also agreed to make a change in membership, with election being for governing bodies of cricket in countries within the empire to which cricket teams are sent, or which send teams to England. However, the United States did not meet these criteria and was not made a member. After the formation of Pakistan in 1947, it was given Test status in 1952, becoming the 7th Test-playing nation. In May 1961, South Africa left the Commonwealth and therefore lost membership. In 1965, it was renamed as the International Cricket Conference and new rules adopted to permit the election of countries from outside the Commonwealth. This led to the expansion of the conference, with the admission of associate members. Associates were each entitled to 1 vote, while the foundation and full members were entitled to 2 votes on ICC resolutions. Foundation members retained a right of veto. Sri Lanka was admitted as a full member in 1981, returning the number of Test-playing nations to 7. In 1989, new rules were adopted and the current name, the International Cricket Council, came into existence. South Africa was re-elected as a full member of the ICC in 1991, after the end of apartheid. This was followed in 1992 by the admission of Zimbabwe as the 9th Test-playing nation. Then, in the year 2000, Bangladesh received Test status. Location. From its formation, the ICC had Lord's Cricket Ground as its home, and from 1993 had its offices in the Clock Tower building at the nursery end of the ground. The independent ICC was funded initially by commercial exploitation of the rights to the World Cup of one-day international cricket. As not all member countries had double tax agreements with England, it was necessary to protect cricket's revenues by creating a company, ICC Development Pty Limited, known as IDI, outside the UK. This was established in January 1994 and was based in Monaco. For the remainder of the 90s, the administration of IDI was a modest affair, but with the negotiation of a bundle of rights to all ICC events from 2001 to 2008, revenues available to international cricket and the ICC member countries rose substantially. This led to a growth in the number of commercial staff employed by IDI in Monaco. It also had the disadvantage that the Council's cricket administrators, who remained at Lord's, were separated from the commercial colleagues in Monaco. The Council decided to seek ways of bringing all of the staff together in one office while protecting the commercial income from tax. The option of staying at Lord's was investigated and a request was made, through Sport England, to the British government to allow the ICC to have all its personnel in London, but be given special exemption from paying UK corporation tax on its commercial income. The British government was unwilling to create a precedent and would not agree to this request. As a consequence, the ICC examined other locations and eventually settled on the Emirate of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. ICC is registered in British Virgin Islands. In August 2005, the ICC moved its offices to Dubai and subsequently closed its offices at Lord's and Monaco. The move to Dubai was made after an 11-to-1 vote by the ICC's executive board in favour, while the principal driver of the ICC's move to Dubai was the wish to bring its main employees together in one tax-efficient location. A secondary reason was the wish to move offices closer to the increasingly important new centres of cricketing power in South Asia. Lord's had been a logical venue when the ICC had been administered by the MCC, but the growing power of India and Pakistan in world cricket had made the continued control of international cricket by British private members club anachronistic and unsustainable. A direct consequence of the changes and reforms instituted in 1993 was eventually to be the move away from Lord's to a more neutral venue. Rules and regulation. The International Cricket Council overlooks playing conditions, bowling reviews, and other ICC regulations. Even though the ICC doesn't have copyright to the laws of cricket and only the MCC may change the laws. Nowadays this would usually only be done after discussions with the game's global governing body, the ICC. The ICC also has a code of conduct to which teams and players in international matches are required to adhere. Where breaches of this code occur, the ICC can apply sanctions, usually fines. In 2008, the ICC imposed 19 penalties on players, tournaments and income generation. The ICC generates income from the tournaments it organizes, primarily the Cricket World Cup, and it distributes the majority of that income to its members. Sponsorship and television rights of the World Cup brought in over $1.6 billion between 2007 and 2015, by far the ICC's main source of income. In the 9-month accounting period to the 31st of December 2007, the ICC had operating income of $12.66 million United States dollars, mainly from member subscriptions and sponsorship. In contrast, event income was $285.87 million United States dollars, including $239 million United United States dollars from the 2007 World Cup. There was also investment income of $6.695 million United States dollars in the period. The ICC has no income streams from the bilateral international cricket matches that account for the great majority of the international playing schedule, as they are owned and run by its members. It has sought to create other new events to augment its World Cup revenues. These include the ICC Champions Trophy and the ICC Super Series played in Australia in 2005. However, these events have not been as successful as the ICC hoped. The Super Series was widely seen as a failure and is not expected to be repeated, and India called for the Champions Trophy to be scrapped in 2006. The Champions Trophy 2004 event was referred to in Wisdom 2005 by the editor as a turkey of a tournament and a fiasco, although the 2006 edition was seen as a greater success due to a new format. The ICC World 2020, first played in 2007, was a success. The ICC's current plan is to have an international tournament every year, with a 2020 World Cup played in even-number years. The World Cup continuing to be held the year before the Olympic Games, and the ICC Champions Trophy in the remaining year of the cycle. This cycle will begin in 2010, 1 year after the 2009 edition. Umpires and referees. The ICC appoints international umpires and match referees who officiate at all sanctioned test matches, one-day internationals and 2020 internationals. The ICC operates 3 panels of umpires, namely the Elite Panel, the International Panel, and the Associates and Affiliates Panel. As of April 2012, the Elite Panel includes 12 umpires. In theory, 2 umpires from the Elite Panel officiate at every test match, while 1 Elite Panel umpire stands in ODI matches together with an umpire from the International Panel. In practice, members of the International Panel stand in occasional test matches, as this is viewed as a good opportunity to see whether they can cope at the test level, and whether they should be elevated to the Elite Panel. The Elite Panel are full-time employees of the ICC, although do still, very occasionally umpire first-class cricket in their country of residence. The average annual officiating schedule for elite umpires is 8 to 10 test matches and 10 to 15 ODIs, a potential on-field workload of 75 days plus travel and preparation time per year. The International Panel is made up of officials nominated from each of the 10 test-playing cricket boards. The panel members officiate in ODI matches in the home country, and assist the Elite Panel at peak times in the cricket calendar when they can be appointed to overseas ODI and test matches. International Panel members also undertake overseas umpiring assignments such as the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup to improve the knowledge and understanding of overseas conditions, and help them prepare for possible promotion onto the Elite Panel. Some of these umpires also officiates in the Cricket World Cup. Each of the Test cricket boards nominates a third umpire who can be called upon to review certain on-field decisions through instant television replays. All third umpires are first-class umpires in their own county, and the role is seen as a step onto the International Panel, and then the Elite Panel. The inaugural ICC Associate and Affiliate International Umpires Panel was formed in June 2006. It superseded the ICC Associate and Affiliate International Umpires Panel, created in 2005, and serves as the pinnacle for umpires from non-test playing members, with selection achieved through each of the 5 ICC Development Program regional umpires panels. Members of the Associate and Affiliate International Umpires Panel are eligible for appointments to ODIs involving ICC associate members. ICC Intercontinental Cup matches and other associate and affiliate tournaments. High-performing umpires may also be considered for other ICC events, including the ICC U19 Cricket World Cup, and could also be invited to be involved in the ICC Champions Trophy and ICC Cricket World Cup. There is also an elite panel of ICC referees who act as the independent representative of the ICC at all Test and ODI matches. As of January 2009, it has 6 members, all highly experienced former international cricketers. The referees do not have the power to report players or officials, but they are responsible for conducting hearings under the ICC Code of Conduct and imposing penalties as required at matches, ranging from an official reprimand to a lifetime ban from cricket. Decisions can be appealed, but the original decision is upheld in most cases. The Council failed to achieve consensus among the cricket-playing nations as of June 2012, on application of umpire's decision review system universally due to opposition by BCCI. It will continue to be applied subject to mutual agreement of the playing countries. In July 2012, ICC decided to send a delegation to show the ball tracking research done by Dr. Ed Roston, an expert on computer vision and technology, to BCCI to remove the skepticism about the use of DRS technology. Members. The ICC has 3 classes of membership: full members, the 10 governing bodies of teams that play official test matches. The 10 full members are Australia, Bangladesh, England, India, New Zealand, Pakistan, South Africa, Sri Lanka, West Indies, Zimbabwe. Associate members, the 39 governing bodies in countries where cricket is firmly established and organized but have not yet been granted full membership. Affiliate members, the 56 governing bodies in countries where the ICC recognizes that cricket is played according to the laws of cricket. The ICC has recently come under significant criticism due to its failure to grant full membership to certain deserving countries, primarily Ireland but also including Scotland and Afghanistan, among others. Despite the mission statement of the ICC to be a leading global sport and to help in promoting the global game, full membership has not been expanded since Bangladesh was granted full membership in 2000. Also, affiliate members have even less opportunities to be granted into an associate membership. Both affiliate members and associate members compete against each other in the qualifying stage of ICC World T20 for the 6 qualifying spots of the group stage, whereas 8 out of 10 full members automatically qualify for Super 10. Regional bodies. These regional bodies aim to organize, promote and develop the game of cricket. African Cricket Association, Asian Cricket Council, ICC Americas, ICC East Asia Pacific, European Cricket Council. 2 further regional bodies were disestablished following the creation of the African Cricket Association: Eastern Central Africa Cricket Council, West Africa Cricket Council. Competitions and awards. The ICC organizes various first-class and one-day and 2020 cricket competitions. First-class ICC Test Championship, ICC Intercontinental Cup, ICC World Test Championship. One-day ICC ODI Championship, ICC Cricket World Cup, ICC Champions Trophy, ICC World Cricket League, ICC World Cup Qualifier, ICC World 2020 Qualifier. The ICC has instituted the ICC Awards to recognize and honor the best international cricket players of the previous 12 months. The inaugural ICC Awards ceremony was held on the 7th of September 2004 in London. The ICC player rankings are a widely followed system of rankings for international cricketers based on the recent performances. The current sponsor is Reliance Mobile. which have signed a deal with the ICC that will last until 2015. Australia won the prize money of $3,975,000 while New Zealand as runners-up won $1,750,000 as prize money in 2015. Anti-corruption and security. The ICC has also had to deal with drugs and bribery scandals involving top cricketers. Following the corruption scandals by cricketers connected with the legal and illegal bookmaking markets, the ICC set up an anti-corruption and security unit in 2000 under the retired Commissioner of the London Metropolitan Police, Lord Condon. Among the corruption on which they have reported was that of former South African captain Hansie Cronje, who had accepted substantial sums of money from an Indian bookmaker for underperforming or ensuring that certain matches had a predetermined result. Similarly, the former Indian captain Mohammad Azharuddin and Ajay Jadeja were investigated, found guilty of match fixing, and banned from playing cricket. The ACSU continues to monitor and investigate any reports of corruption in cricket, and protocols have been introduced, which for example prohibit the use of mobile telephones in dressing rooms. Prior to the 2007 Cricket World Cup, ICC Chief Executive Malcolm Speed warned against any corruption and said that the ICC would be vigilant and intolerant against it, following a scandal that occurred during the 2010 Pakistan tour of England. Three Pakistani players, Mohammad Amir, Mohammad Asif and Salman Butt, were found to be guilty of spot fixing, and were banned for 5 years, 7 years and 10 years respectively. On the 3rd of November 2011, jail terms were handed down of 30 months for Butt, 1 year for Asif, 6 months for Amir and 2 years 18 months for Majid, the sports agent that facilitated the bribes. Global Cricket Academy. The ICC Global Cricket Academy is located at Dubai Sports City in the United Arab Emirates. The GCA's facilities include 2 ovals, each with 10 turf pitches, outdoor turf and synthetic practice facilities, indoor practice facilities including Hawkeye technology, and a cricket-specific gymnasium. Rod Marsh has been appointed as the Academy's Director of Coaching. The opening, originally planned for 2008, took place in 2010. ICC Cricket World Programme. The International Cricket Council telecasts a weekly program on television called ICC Cricket World. It is produced by Sports Brand. It is a weekly 30-minute program providing the latest cricket news, recent cricket action including all Test and One-Day international matches, as well as off-field features and interviews. Criticism. Journalist Peter Della Penna of ESPN Cricinfo has criticized the ICC for what he has perceived as attempts to minimize reports of security issues relating to unruly fans at matches. Cricket Ireland's chief executive Warren Dutram has criticized them for double standards between Test playing and associate nations, and the lack of clearly defined criteria allowing new countries to achieve Test status, or for that matter, affiliate members to achieve associate status. In 2015, Sam Collins and Jared Kimber made the documentary Death of a Gentleman on the internal organization of the ICC.